The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, the Book, Matt Perrault, the Bostonian, live on YouTube and Twitter, and the YouTube's fired. We got the whole intro on YouTube today. He's sending me text messages. We're all good on that. Sports Grid on the replay. How are you guys? Welcome into the program. It is a Thursday. It is an overcast and very weird day.
It's raining over here, just so you know. It's already raining.
Gosh, it is a strange day, but the parade is going on in Denver. For those of you who are in Denver, if you're catching up on the show live or after the fact, welcome. Congratulations. I'm not going to lie, Dave. Watching a parade during the day is making me go, what are we doing having a parade on Saturday night? This is going to be a bad idea.
We'll get into it, but it's not going to be. Yeah, like we had a parent conversation last night about going to the parade. Jessica and I, and she said, this is not for the fans. This is not for the kids. This is not for the families.
I told you that.
What are they doing? How are we going to do this? Where are we going to park? How are we going to get close? There's going to be a lot of things going on at night that wouldn't be
not
going
family,
on maybe
right? Are
during
not
the day.
family friendly.
So we're going to figure that out. We got another thing to navigate and go from there. But I got a couple things that I wanted to share to tie up the night stuff. Can I show them now, or you want
Sure.
to wait?
No, go ahead. Show them now. It'd be great.
So yeah. So the first one, this is great, right? This is a box. Bruce Cassidy, if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's called the Golden Age. And this is what's inside the box.
Is this before or after the Cup win? They made this.
We got this on the watch party Saturday night.
So during the Cup finals. Okay.
So during the Cup finals. Yeah. Yeah. So
they made a
Bruce
brass,
Cassidy.
a bust of Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah, looks great. Look at the Bruce. He's gold, shiny.
Bruins fans are going to
heavy.
eat that up. They're going to
So
love that.
Box.
Is it like a paperweight type of thing that goes on the desk? What would you do with that? Exactly.
It says 2022 collector's edition. I'm not sure what I'll do with this.
Okay.
I know what my wife wants to do with it already.
Totally.
And it's not going in the garbage, no matter what she says. I'm not throwing it away.
She wants to throw it away. I don't play.
She wants to toss it already. The cup's over. I said, no, the cup is forever. And speaking of forever, I mean, this thing, I just stopped to get some gas today. Look what we came up with here.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, how old are we, Perrault?
No, this is phenomenal.
Excited?
I think it's awesome. The one thing that's weird is that they called it the NHL Champions. Like, that's not really what anyone refers it to as. It's the Stanley Cup champions. It says Knights win the cup, which is good, but like the headline's a little strange. But yes, I want one of those. I have to go find one of those now. I didn't realize those were.
Oh, you froze. Look, you look like a newspaper guy right now. You're frozen completely, staring at me. Snap your fingers. You're out.
It should be
Snap
good.
Your fingers. Come
It
back.
should be good. Should be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
saw the click. I saw the flip. I reset everything today too. So that's just streaming.
I'm just glad your microphone's working. That's
Yeah,
the
we're all
most
good.
important thing.
Mike's
For
all
those
good.
of you
We're all
that
good.
listen
Yeah.
to the show, like the show,
We fixed it.
subscribe to the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe
good.
button. Perrault's mic is fixed. We're good to go. And we have a newspaper.
I should go get. Do you want me to get mine?
Well, you have a souvenir already from?
No, not for the Knights.
Oh, what do you have?
Old papers.
Is it going to be Red Sox stuff?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't want to see that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get up without knocking anything over, spilling anything on your computer, is it close by?
It's right on the other side of the camera.
Well, I think you should, because you took it to the next level. I just picked this up. This is literally paper.
Yeah.
For
talk about
boys
it.
and girls
Talk about it.
watching the show. This is called a newspaper. You actually hold it, you read it. It has pictures as well. So there's pictures and different things. There's stories written by people, not by artificial intelligence. There's multiple sections. I mean, this one here says Stanley's here. All right. This is the Sun part of the paper. Stanley is here in Las Vegas. He's going to be at the parade on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be at the parade. If those of you are going to be here in town or going to the parade, put it in the chat. Maybe we can figure out a meetup, a place to enjoy the parade in person if we all make it down there. We got to appease this guy. He's going to bring out the Boston stuff. Every show, we got to mention something Boston, even though they're irrelevant and not important. I can say all these things right now because he's not listening. He doesn't have his earphones in.
The other stuff's upstairs. But
okay. All right.
Fun things. So this is.
What do you have? What is that?
Paper from David Ortiz's last game.
Oh, adieu, Poppy.
When David Ortiz left.
What paper is that? The Herald?
Boston Herald. When David Ortiz retired.
Is it still a paper?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Still,
That's
still
good.
The paper. And then this is the program from the Cup Finals against the Capitals.
The Vegas Knights one.
Yeah. When they lost the Cup Finals in 2018.
The first Cup Finals ever for the franchise. You have that.
So I have this. So I have that. I have a bunch of other stuff upstairs too. I have a Patriots stuff and frame stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, we don't need to see that.
I'm with you in all that. I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it's super cool. I love that stuff. I love souvenir. When the Red Sox, whenever I was living away and the Red Sox won, I always would call my stepfather and go, you know what to do. And he would go and grab me the papers. And just when I would go back and I'd have them at the house whenever I'd show up, and then I'd find a way to get them back here to where I am. I love it.
Do you get to keep them?
Me?
Yeah.
Who's
when
not
you
going to
got
let
them,
me? Yeah.
And you got to keep them. Well, no, I mean, in the separation and the divorce, that you kept all the papers stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All that stuff is mine. The one thing I avoided, the one awkward moment of the entire divorce that I avoided was there were numerous memorabilia things left at my in-laws' house that I sent my stepfather to go get. And I said, and I don't know what you call my ex-wife's sister's son was trying to see if I would forget the most memorable of all my memorabilia because he wanted it. And I was like, I can't give this to you. I'm really sorry. It's dirt from the home plate in Colorado.
From the World Series?
From the World Series. Yeah. It's pictures of me and Michael Chiklis on the field in Colorado. It's pictures of Mike Lowell celebrating with his brothers on the field. It's the ticket. It's the Game 4 ticket. So he
stub. You got the stub,
the actual ticket. Yeah, I have the actual World Series ticket, and I have the Jonathan Papelbon picture of Sports Illustrated when he won. And he closed the game out.
I remember that,
holding his arms up. And he's waiting for Varitek.
No, wasn't it Keith Folke?
No, Folk was 04.
Oh, right. I remember that one.
Yeah, Papelbon was 07. Jonathan Papelbon closed out 07. So it's a picture of Papelbon on the mound, and so I had this like totally professionally done framed, was $500. Like it's a huge deal. And he was trying to, like, my stepdad, I said, the one thing I want is that. And he called me. He's like, Matt, I don't see it. It's like, what do you mean you don't see that? It's like, where is that? And then the kid is like 11 years old, kind of walked out with it and like handed it. And my stepdad was like, okay. He was like, they tried to keep that from you. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's going to be a very, in 20 years, that's going to be worth a lot of money. So,
the story that the things reminds you of is even more priceless, right? Like, you got the story, and like you got the dirt. You remember what it smelled like, sounded like, felt like. You got the picture with Chiklis, and
it was the same thing like the Knights in Game 5. Like I went to Game 4 knowing the Red Sox were going to win. Like you just knew it.
Right.
You just like, I drove all night or all day and then drove home all night to do the radio show in Omaha, but my friend Jimmy Moats, who had just graduated, he was a Creighton basketball player, guy I got to know really well. We were about the same age. He was kind of late in school, redshirted and whatnot. And Chad Carr, who ran a company called Ticket Express in Omaha, listened to my show, was a sponsor of my show, and picked the phone up and called me and said, I have 2 extra tickets for Game 4 if you can get to Denver. 2 people who were supposed to come with me are not coming. Can you get to Denver? I was like, yeah, what time's the game? And so I called Jimmy, who was a Rockies fan. I said, hey, the Red Sox going to win the World Series tomorrow night.
And you were where at the time?
Omaha. 6.5 hours. It
wasn't that big. Okay, so you drove it?
Of course. I couldn't fly.
Broke radio host.
No, I wasn't a broke radio host. I had no time. I was told at 8:00 the night before that the next day, after Game 3 concluded, they won Game 3, or 2 days later, whatever it was. I found out literally 12 hours before the game was going to start.
So you just got in the car and went. That's fantastic.
And then was up top. I was the tickets were on the second deck on the first base line. There were really good seats, right?
Yeah.
My family friend and Michael Chiklis were behind home plate.
Right.
They called me in the 7th inning and said, get down here. Red Sox were up 7-2. They're killing the Rockies. Right. It was over. They were going to win it. Bullpen was phenomenal. They said, get down here for the last 3 outs. You need to just come down here, wait up top until in between, and then tell them you're coming down and one guy's going to get up and get out, and you can sit in his seat for the last 3 outs. So I went down. I'm behind home plate for the last 3 outs. God. It's crazy. I'm taking, it's like, this is amazing. I still remember Papelbon threw a nasty curveball, strikes out the guy. Awesome ending to the game. Red Sox win the World Series. And then it gets nutty. Like, that's not the nutty part. The nutty part was that as the guys are celebrating, Michael Chiklis has Curt Schilling's wife's phone number, calls her and says, get us on the field. And then so she runs over and tells Schilling, and Chiklis turns to me and Danny, the family friend, and says, stay on my ass and don't let anyone stop you. Okay. And we just barreled our way right onto the field, followed Michael Chiklis right on, and then there we were on the field celebrating the World Series with the Red Sox.
And that was before camera phones.
I had a phone. I had cameras. I have pictures of it. I don't have the pictures like I would have had now. Like I would have had video, and it was the flip phone era, right? It was the Razor era for you people who remember the Razors. It was that
phones were great.
It was that era of when the phones existed. So I have pictures of me on the field. I have pictures, but like while Chiklis, we're on the field celebrating, David Ortiz is spraying me with champagne. It was wild, but they ended up. They ended up grabbing Chiklis and put him on Fox. So the post-game show grabs Chiklis. They put him on the Fox post. It's Harold Reynolds and Michael Chiklis, and like Danny and I are standing off to the side while Chiklis is on with them. And so I was trying to find out what to do. And I asked one of the umpires, I'm like, can I go get the dirt at home plate? And he was like, what are you going to carry it in? I was like, I went and grabbed a glass, like a styrofoam mug they were using for drinking, for partying, and went to home plate and just grabbed a couple of huge handfuls and put it in. I split it 3 ways. I gave a third to Michael, a third to Danny, and a third to me.
Incredible.
Yeah, Chiklis and I still talk about it because Mike Lowell later, about 5-6 years later, I tweeted the picture of him and his brothers, and he saw it, and he DM'd me and it was like, I don't have any pictures of my brother and I from that night. Can you send that to me? And I was like, yeah. So I ended up sending it to him, and he actually got it framed and put it up in his house. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's by far my best sports memory of my life. There's nothing that's going to ever come close to that, just given the stars aligning the way that it did.
It's a tough one to live up to.
Yeah.
Because
it was number 2 as well. It was the Red Sox second championship. So it wasn't the first one, but it was the second one. It was still pretty damn cool and still pretty fresh in the mind. So we enjoyed it quite a bit. So before we get
to the end of the Boston portion of the show, we're done talking about that.
Kind of, maybe not, but we've got more fun things to play and more things to talk about, including what's going on for the Brigade Proxy. Every day we'll have little NFL news and notes with that new little stinger. brigadeproxy@gmail.com is the email address. If you guys are coming to Vegas to work with us this year for the football contest, we are 86 days away from the deadline to enter these contests at Circa. I'm not sure what it is for. I'm guessing the deadline's the same for the Westgate. But September the 9th.
Saturday before the game's on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you want to use that Thursday night game, though, you got to get it in before that. Ideally, you sign up the whole week before. I'd rather have it all done pretty much. Don't wait to that last week. If that's the week you're coming in, because we might have a a little meet and greet, get together, something planned for a brigade watch party and a book or something.
Yeah.
We're kind of working on that. Some boys
Yeah.
are coming, girls are coming. We're going to do that. And if you're waiting to sign up for that, we'll get you signed up. But either way, that's the deadline.
A lot of people have been emailing, DMing, inquiring. Yes. It's great. We keep it coming. We'll answer any questions you guys may have.
Yep.
Each day, I thought we would just kind of slowly address, because this number that 50% of the of the contestants each year are new, that it changes over.
Brand new.
That's shocking to me. So if you don't know what we're talking about, the football contests in Las Vegas became popularized after some pretty basic guys, some everyday people won the contest, and ESPN started to write about the fact that these guys were winning it, highlighted by a guy named Daniel Graham, who was a Starbucks barista here in Las Vegas, who won the Westgate Super Contest. Great guy. I still talk to him today. 2016 changed his life. The conversations I had with him were unbelievable, though, because he was super honest about the fact that for about a year, he didn't know what to do. Like he had so much money, he didn't know what to do. So he all of a sudden, he was working at Starbucks, and he all of a sudden found his way into $1 million.
Right.
Didn't know what to do with it. But he was like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? After it was all said and done, he had about $600,000 in the bank that he got from taxes and whatnot. So, it is a life-changing moment. And he's a guy who enters the contest still, and he's never gone anywhere near the run he went on. No. He was in the money with both of his teams, not just one, both of his teams. One of his teams won, other one came in fourth place, I believe it was. But it's 5 picks every single week
against the spread,
with stagnant lines that come out either Wednesday night for the Westgate or Thursday morning for Circa.
Correct.
These lines do not move. Okay. Once they come out, those are the lines that you're betting on for the week. You have until Saturday. With us as a proxy service, you'll have Saturday until middle of the day. If you're in Vegas, you guys have it till a couple hours afterwards, but we need the time to put the picks in for you. So that's why our deadline is before their deadline.
Right.
But you get it for 18 weeks. There are no buys, okay? DraftKings requires you for their contests, and it may change, but in the 2 previous years, DraftKings contest makes you take a bye week, which adds a wrinkle to it. But it also is a little bit funky that they make you take a bye, that you're not betting picking 18 weeks. You're only picking 17 weeks.
Huh. That's interesting.
And you can determine when you want your bye week. When is a week you don't like.
That leaves you a miss too, if you forget.
Correct. Yes. It automatically pops into your bye week. Correct.
Yes. If something happens and you don't get the picks in, you're not done. You're not done in these contests either, but I recommend you get the picks in every week.
Yeah.
And we had talked about it, what we're going to do. I think if you don't get the picks in by the deadline, we're going to come to some sort of agreement resolution that I don't think anyone that works with the brigade proxy service is going to take a 0 by not putting the picks in. I still cannot believe how many people fly to Vegas, spend $1,000 an entry, and forget to put their picks in. They just forget because life gets in the way. That's why you hire a proxy. And, you make sure that you have someone when you forget to say, you'll get an email reminder. The lines are out. You'll get another email reminder.
That's why Vegas locals hire proxies.
Yeah.
Because either A, they want a reminder, or B, they travel. They're going to be outside. They're going on vacation, whatever it might be. They may travel a lot for work. They may go to California a lot or Arizona a lot, and they don't want to be rushing back to cross state lines because you have to be geo-targeted into the state to be able to do it. So it's worth just spending a little extra money for the peace of mind to making sure that your picks are going to get in every single week. So that makes a ton of sense. So just so you guys know, it is 5 picks. It's 18 weeks. We'll talk about Survivor tomorrow. We'll talk about the Westgate later. We'll get into it, but it is 5 stagnant lines that you're going to be picking against the spread. And the beautiful thing about what happens with Circa in the million is that the quarter polls are actually the real contest to win the whole thing. But people forget, how am I going to beat 3,000 other people? Okay. Yes. Over 17, 18 weeks, tough to do. But over 4 or 5, 18-1-1, 19-1, yeah, that's incredible. But it can be done. It has been done. We know people who have done it, who are picking up a six-figure check from it. It's $100,000 plus. It's not just first place; it's second place and third place as well. So, if you can win, top 3 in one of those quarter polls, you've 50x your money, and you're doing pretty well.
Right.
So, just keep that in mind as you guys are coming with the idea. I know you guys and a couple of brigade members are getting together to go ahead and do this together. We think that's phenomenal for you guys to come in and sign up. And, we've talked about it, and I can't stress it enough. Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, $1,000 an entry, but if you break it up between 3 or 4 guys, it actually is pretty doable, and it's an entire football season of fun. And
it comes to about between $58 and $72 a week. I can't remember the exact calculation, but that's what you're spending to be a part of the contest. To do picks. Everybody wants to do picks. Everybody knows everything. Everybody's an expert. This is your shot to get involved. Take your best shot, have fun with it.
Yeah.
And if you get hot, you're going to, we had Carmine on the show last year. Carmine flew in to pick up a check for $100,000. I mean, it was great. Hung out for the weekend, did whatever he wanted, and flew home and bought a car, cash. That's what he did.
For us, it's amazing. For us being proxies now, being with the Brigade Proxy Service, we're going to be able to give you guys some unbiased opinions on this stuff too, because we're not going to be in the contest this year. So, although I may be in the DraftKings contest kind of down the road, but nothing in Vegas. So, we're going to be able to have real conversations with you guys on the show about what's going on. And if you guys use us and you're doing well, we'll put you on the show. We'll have a conversation.
That's the other catch, because there's other proxies that do a good job.
Sure.
And again, if you have a proxy and you're happy with them, don't just change just to change. I mean, unless you want to. But the little added wrinkle is that we'll be able to talk about it here. And if you get hot and you want to come on, a lot of people are camera shy and are not media people. That's fine. You don't have to, but that option will be available as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Football season is going to be a lot different this year.
It is. And I'm actually really looking forward to it because I've been last 4 seasons I've been in this.
Yeah.
I've been in every Circa Million. I've been in the Westgate, either the reboot or the contest itself every single year. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to the idea that look, I'm going to bet every week. I'm just not going to be in the contest, and we get to live vicariously through others who are going through this and are going to be hopefully right there at the top. And we get to watch and see how they do. Survivor is going to be wild this year. I can't wait to see it because it's been, I don't want to say it's always difficult, but I'm waiting for that ridiculous season where, and it could be this year. I mean, there's certain could the Titans be better than people think? Could the Jaguars go in some ridiculous run and be 13-4 or something? So I'm very curious to see what this football season is going to be like with the NFL. But in case you're wondering where it started, that was the origin. The Westgate started this for a football handicapping contest for handicappers. When I was starting in this business of doing radio and talking sports betting, everyone who finished in the top 5 any year of the Westgate, it was plastered all over their business cards, on their websites.
Oh yeah, it was like winning a World Series of poker.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
it was just like that. I mean, it's been going
small
on
number of people.
It's been going on for since the 80s.
Yeah,
they started it, or maybe late 90s, but
it popped
doing it, and there were contests when Fezzik won, there was 300 people in it. Now the circus, covering a guarantee of
14 million.
I believe, 6 million, right? For
14 million
millions and 8 for the Survivor.
Yeah.
Westgate, we're going to talk to Jay and find out exactly the details of what they're offering and guaranteeing. But I mean, it's a big contest, and you'll get some notoriety, and I guarantee your phone will ring if you do well. There'll be a lot of
no debate in there if you do consistently well. And look, I think the ride you get to go on with your friends or even by yourself is really exciting. That's why, people like the Survivor because it's easier to come up with 1 pick than 5. I'm a little different. I like the 5. I like the challenge. It's extremely difficult. I mean, you got to go basically between 60 and 70% to be considered for the money.
In the mix. Yep.
For the money, which is not easy to do. Okay. Then in the NFL, that is extremely difficult. But if you do it and you're on that type of heater, it's super fun. You can bet off of it. You can play off of it. You can hedge off of it. It gives you so many cool things you can do when you have a contest that's going well.
Well, the catch to be in the proxy is you got to live here. So that's what we live here.
Yep.
We know how to participate in the contest. We're going to help you do our best to be a part of it. People have asked me, you going to help with the picks? No, I'm not going to help with the picks. I mean,
no, but on the show, we're going to talk about our opinion. So watch the show and you're going to get an idea as to what we're doing. But no, we're not going to help like in that way. No. We're not going to give anybody inside information, if you will. But
nobody knows Squadouche anyway. So, one of those things. We'll underneath swear, by the way. So nobody knows shit. We'll go that route.
Well, so we can swear?
Well, he said he's watching it. So, I mean, we got it. I mean, you can put it on the log at 12:11 if you want. That I just said it, but
so
he's paying attention.
That's awesome. Below us, said it. Underneath us, people get very angry when I say, they laugh at me when I say below us, is the email address for Brigade Proxy on the scroll underneath. You ever forget what it needs? Like, what is that email address? It's down underneath us. So on that, some people love to tease me on that. Whenever I say below us, they go, excuse me.
Underneath sometimes you say it fast.
Yes,
and it
that's what I mean.
Sound like there's a vowel.
Correct.
In there.
Correct. That's the joke. Yes, it's been a running multiple year joke going on this. It's been going for a long time. All right, what happened last night? Well, the A's got their money. The A's got their funding bill sent to the governor. For this to happen.
Yep.
This was met with tears. Literally, a Oakland A's broadcaster broke down on the air last night, crying.
Jeez.
Thinking about his son, who was wearing an A's hat, who in 10 years will no longer be watching the Oakland A's play baseball.
Right.
It was hard to watch. I felt really badly for him, for the market, because we talked about it yesterday. Nobody wants to hear the truth. They just want to get the thing done.
Right.
Somebody asked the question to the A's that has yet been answered. Someone said, how are you going to fund $1.1 billion? You're paying for 75% of this ballpark. How are you going to fund it? We don't know the answers to that just about yet as to how it's going to be funded. Now, the guy who owns the team's got a lot of money, so I'm assuming he'll be okay. But we still have a lot of unanswered questions going on right now about this.
So they're going to raise the money, or he's going to pay, or like it's literally unknown, or they're just not telling you.
I mean, they believe they have the money. In order for the move to be approved, Major League Baseball will know how the A's are going to pay for it.
They just don't have to tell nobody now.
Until it's time. Don't have to tell anybody in government. They don't tell anybody. They can just say, yeah, we got it. We're good. And if Major League Baseball says they got it, they're good. I mean, baseball could potentially, float a loan or something. Like there's ways of making it happen if Major League Baseball wants to be here, which appears to be what's going to happen.
So there's no going back now?
Well, that's what, Oakland, the mayor yesterday on Twitter came out and said there's a long ways away from a signed piece of paper to shovels in the ground, but it's going to Lombardo's desk. He's going to sign it. He wants it. It's going to be done. So the money is going to be there. So barring some catastrophic thing from happening, this is a done deal that the A's are going to be moving to Vegas.
I love all the political posturing and different things. I mean, when you genuinely watch the stuff in these hearings, it sounded like there was people that were literally like, we're good. We don't need it here. We don't want it here. It was all, it didn't matter what was said. They just wrote it through and passed it. And
the one thing though, as being a local, the one thing that I will say this about has been a little bit frustrating. My daughter goes to school here. Okay. You don't need to tell me about the schools in Nevada. Like you don't need to start throwing things and saying, look what you guys value. Your schools are awful. You're getting grades of F. And I understand all of that. Okay. But the macro versus the micro bothers me a little bit because I went to school in Massachusetts, which has tremendous grades all the time, but there's been plenty of schools in Massachusetts that are absolute garbage that I would never send my daughter anywhere near. So there's some really good schools here. In kids, I've seen kids go to Ivy League consistently out of the high schools here.
Yep.
So I'm a little bit sensitive to the idea that we're being painted in a nasty light because of what happened with the Raiders and now here with the A's, that our priorities are all out of whack and that we don't care about people and we don't care about our kids or schools or whatnot. And that really isn't the case by any means. But
I think it's not a bad. I mean, it's there's a lot of truth to that too, though. It's not just making that up. I've been
No,
here
I mean,
20 years.
there's,
I mean,
I
there's a
don't know.
lot of people that here that don't care about the schools. They never will.
I said a thing about this when the Raiders were building their stadium. I was like, we're going to be elevating the entire market by doing this because sports are the front.
You got a baseball team in Major League Baseball?
Yes, because people look what happened with the Golden Knights. People talk about Vegas in a different way that now. They talk about the Raiders in a different way now. You talked about it in all different walks. Stories are done. You just have different opportunities to see what it's like to live in Vegas. You know, the human interest stories that are done on the players or the coaches. You just see it more in a different light. And baseball will continue to do that. It will be people will come here. Yes, I do believe there are going to be trips planned to come here. It won't be consistent. It won't be like football or hockey, but I do think people will drive in, people will fly in and then go to a game. I don't think we're getting 27,000 a night. I think probably more like 17 probably will show up. But, you know, there's baseball ballparks around right now in Major League Baseball that do 15, 14, 13,000 a night.
Consistently.
So, and they have
Good
the team.
teams.
Good teams. And no one's saying they're garbage. No one's saying don't go to their games or no one's saying they shouldn't have a team. So, you know, the 30,000 seat ballpark is the smallest in Major League Baseball, which I think is smart to build it small.
I think if you asked half the Major League franchises right now, they would build a 30,000 seat stadium.
Fair, because
demand for tickets goes up when you make it small.
Yep. It's true. But not everyone's on board. I mean, Bryce Harper last night after the Phillies game was asked about it, and he again reiterated that he is not a fan of this. He does not approve of this move. And he's saying, you know, the part that you and I have said, and others are saying out loud that this should be an expansion team.
Yeah.
It's moving the team from Oakland. He said it was just not right. He said, quote, "I feel sorry for the fans in Oakland. It's just not right. They have so much history in Oakland. You're taking a team out of a city. I'm pretty sad because of all the history and all the greatness that I've seen that they've seen there. I see the A's as Oakland. I don't see them as Vegas."
Will they rebrand the whole thing?
I think they should. I talked about this before, and people say I'm nuts. They're like, they're not going to turn their back on 100 years of history, but I think that they should.
I mean, it's going to be a hard decision because I think if they do, you have a better shot of acceptance by people that are like born and raised here. They feel like this carpetbagging thing. You hear that term all the time. These people just come in and they give it to us. And, you know, I don't like the Raiders. I mean, you hear that. That's the comparison.
Well, think about the two teams that have won championships here in the town. They both were, I guess the Aces moved here, but, you know, they changed their name when they moved here. They became part of the Vegas threshold, part of the fabric of the community.
Yeah.
Vegas Aces, Golden Knights, golden more than the Knights, but golden because of the mining here in Nevada. Like changing it to fit the market is such a better idea in my mind. Wash your hands. Don't make the mistake the Raiders made. Wash your hands of the history. Say, look, we're going to leave the history in Oakland. And I think they should do what the Browns did. Leave it there. If somebody wants to go become the Oakland A's again, let Oakland have it. Start it new. Do what the Baltimore Ravens did to say, look, at the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. We're leaving it in Cleveland. Cleveland, you want to have a team one day, you can have it. And then bam, Cleveland got a team again. Cleveland Browns became a thing. If baseball works,
and it can still reference the history without actually changing the perception of the franchise or of the city. It's not a bad idea. I just think there's so many things. Everything feels like not rushed, but it feels like it's being pushed rather than
the building is, but you're going to have plenty of time. I mean, 2028 is a long time from now before they actually play baseball here. So it's a long time from now.
One Star Gorov just came in a chat and said, as a Vegas resident, I feel like I have more of an incentive to root against the A's than for the A's. Do you think there'll be that backlash?
No, but I think there's definitely people who are going to say you weren't invited and you showed up. So I think there's definitely going to be that angle. But it will go away, just like with the Raiders.
If they win, it'll go away.
There are people who told me that they would never go to the stadium because of how upset they were that public money was being utilized, and they'd go to the stadium. So, like, Like, I don't know. I'll never go to a Raider game. I'm not doing that. I'm not supporting this. This is ridiculous. I mean, it was so funny. And then they built it. And then a big concert came in, or a big game came through, or a bowl game came through. And all of a sudden you're going. The same thing's going to happen with the baseball. Same deal. Right. People will go. People will enjoy it. They'll have a good time. And they'll forget about the fight and forget about the anger, because at the end of the day, it is our money, but it's not out of your pocket directly. You have no knowledge of where it goes. So they waived the tax, which is what they wanted. So they're just like the Knights and just like the Raiders now. So there's that. How we park there, I have no clue. Can't wait to see all of that. But it's a long time away before we play baseball. And they got a bunch of time to kind of answer those questions as to what do you do? Because my question is, can they stay in Oakland if, like our friend Bernie Fratto said from Fox Sports Radio when he was on the show last week, so the second the lease is up at the end of next year, they're going to kick them out. Well, where do they go? Where do the A's play for 3 seasons until they get the ballpark in Vegas ready?
That's a great question. I don't know.
He said, Bernie on the show said that they have to come to some compromise, that they're going to stay there. If they stay in Oakland and they're pulling an average of 2,500 fans now, what are they going to pull when everyone knows they're leaving in 3 years?
I mean, Montreal picked up and moved, or just did they went to Washington, right? Did that was the team that became the Nationals, or no?
Yes. Yeah. Expos became the Nationals, right? Yeah. I guess right.
How do you stay the A's, and what are you going to play in Portland? You're not going to play at the ballpark here. You're not going to play at the Aviators.
You should, but they won't. I would be in heaven if they did, but they won't. I mean, if the weather was like this, they would. If we had this all summer.
There's going to be huge pushback if they try to play in not a dome stadium here.
Yeah, the PA won't be furious. Yeah.
I
would agree.
I mean,
I would agree.
How are they going to have games in July and August? They'll be whining and complaining. I mean, although like the kids play in it, I mean, UNLV plays in it.
You can play in it. It's just they're used to playing in it versus a team from Toronto coming to Vegas to play in it.
It's a little hot, but they'll be fine. Might be a home field advantage.
That there could be. I mean, the balls are going to fly. I mean, as we know, that's going to be every game will be over.
Overs all the time.
Every game. Well, of course, you think Coors Field's got some high totals. Wait till you see Vegas. Vegas is the new Coors Field.
Man, that's going to be a tough number to make every day. It'd be 13 and a half, 14 all the time. I mean, you look at the Aviator totals.
Yep.
The games are routinely 15 and a half or sometimes 16, and they go over. So it's an interesting, I get it, and I get why Harper would say that. I think a lot of people would feel like that, Gorov, and like people that have been here a long time. Yeah. I'm a baseball fan. I've lived here 20 years. I would love to have Major League Baseball here.
And you're going to get it. I mean, it's just a matter of when are you going to get it, and how are you going to get it is the question. And
having you pick me up and drive me down there, I don't want to park.
Can't wait to see how they're going to navigate all of this and navigate. Gosh. I mean, I was having a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago about it, and they said, your take that cars are not going to be allowed on the strip, this could help to push it forward. To say, we're not going to let people drive on the strip. Las Vegas Boulevard is not going to be a drivable street.
Turn it into like Fremont Street.
Yes. It's not going to be a drivable street. They're going to shut down the parade route. Could very well be one day what we see being shut down.
I just can't. Not that it can't happen. I just can't mentally visualize it.
Because people are going to say you can't have 30,000 people pouring out of that one intersection. And at least when they do when they do the MGM Grand Garden Arena, you get pushed back into the casino. So that 22,000 people come out and they go into the casino. They don't go onto the street.
Right. And then they go to valet or they go to South Park, and everybody gets their cars, different times, different. There's not a, when you go to the Knights games, they all park in those peripheral lots, and then they feed them either, out onto Frank Sinatra,
right? on the back
or
on
the freeway that way. Like
they don't want you going towards the strip. They want you going towards Frank Sinatra in the highway. Like get out, don't go near it. So when you spill this many people over, like you're asking for pedestrian problems, like you're asking for guys to get, kids to get hit by cars and shit. So that's the worry. When we have that right there. So like, there's a lot of thought, like, okay, people are gonna start to say, well, should we even allow cars down there? And then have some alternative parking spots, whatever, park at Mandalay Bay. I don't know. We're a ways away from answering those questions, but I mean, the A's believe it's over. The A's broadcasters believe it's over. Like it's how the A's handle it going forward. I'll be very curious. I don't think that these players on this roster or even next year's roster will care because it's 2028. It's a long time from now. A lot of the guys playing today aren't going to be even in the big leagues playing in 2028.
That's correct. How do you think it feels to play on that team? Like
Major League. Feels like we're on Major League.
Right. But I mean, last night, not last night, the night before, they did the
reverse
protest game. They had a big crowd. There was energy. They won. Then last night, I don't know what the announced attendance was, but it looked like it was sparse to say the least.
Nice. They were up 3-1. They had a lead, and then the Rays came back and won it 6-3 to give me a reprieve on my losing on betting against the A's.
So today's the last day of the experiment?
Today's the last day of the experiment. Ends
Can't
today.
Get out, huh? You're going to end in the negative no matter what happens?
I mean, I could double down and hammer and try to make – no.
Whoa. That's not responsible.
It's a bad idea.
A lot of responsible gambling.
Yeah, no, I'm going to wind up – if they win and cover today, I will wind up down 1.9 units on the experiment.
Over 30 days.
28 games, I think it is.
28 games. I mean, it could be worse.
Definitely could be worse.
It's a lot of action. It took a historic streak
to kill me,
to beat you. I mean, it's, and it's a great story we'll talk about. Do you remember 2023 when we were doing the show and we did the A's schedule? We went through and did this. And I mean, the number of wins during the streak is what? 9? They're playing to win 10 today, or they're 8 and they're playing to win 9. The number was good.
It was good. Your number was great. Number 10 was good. I thought I bet I said under 7. I thought they were going to get to, but I think they lose today, so it'll be 9. I think what they'll wind up with.
Matchup today.
They have not a good matchup today.
Bradley and Blackburn.
Blackburn's bad.
This is B versus B.
Yeah.
Bradley versus Blackburn.
It's right
$2
there.
favorite again.
Yep. Tampa's minus
every day.
Minus 210. Totals 8.5.
Yeah. Man.
You dare ride with the A's here to take 3 out of 4?
No, this is a split, right?
Yeah.
Rays run today.
Right. Question
Rays win today.
What do they
cover the run line?
The game starts in 10 minutes, by the way.
12:37 Pacific. You're right. Oh, well, we'll keep an eye on it while we're finishing the show. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. So the A's are 9-25 at home. Tampa Bay is 18-15 overall. 4-3, 2-1.
That's all
wins.
Tampa is on the road is 18-15?
Yeah, they one of the best home records in baseball.
Wow, that's a big split.
Blackburn is a decent starter for them, actually. He hasn't been that bad.
Right.
At home, 2.25 ERA. Only 4 innings pitched, though. On the road, 4.09. Both games he started were on the road. Oh, no, he started one game at home. He did start one game at home. How? Wow, he only went. He barely even. My gosh, that first start was 4 innings. Okay. Then the next 2 starts were on the road. So he hasn't pitched at home since May 29th. 7-5 loss to the Marlins and 2-1 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. But,
probably
low scoring
game. Through the order one time, maybe.
Yeah.
Sounds like he doesn't start that much. He's probably an opener.
Typical. And then Bradley going 4-3 with a 4.19 ERA for Tampa. His road ERA is 1.71. His home ERA is 7.13. Now that's what you call a split.
Must have got shellacked once at home.
Opposing batting average at home is 301. Opposing batting average on the road is 200. Earned runs at home, 14. Earned runs on the road, 4. 14 earned runs in 17 2/3 at home. 4 earned. Yeah,
he got
yeah, run.
blasted. He must have pitched in one of those Dodger games where they finished double digits, winner and loser. There was like 12-11,
right?
11-10, and 13-10 or something with 3
4
games.
earned runs in 21 innings pitched on the road. Been very good. He got, let's see, what blew up his ERA?
Had to be one of the starts against the Dodgers. He had to pitch against.
No, he didn't. He pitched. No? Nope. He pitched at home against Texas. Only lasted 3 2/3. Gave up 4 earned runs.
Okay.
Pitched at home against Toronto. Only lasted 4 innings. Gave up 4 earned runs in that game. And then lasted 5 at home against the Astros, giving up 3 earned runs, and 5 against the Red Sox, giving up 3 earned runs. So his road starts were Cincinnati, Mets, Cubs, and Red Sox.
Sounds like an over to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That game sounds like an over. Yeah.
Man, I was going to bet Baltimore today. They're up 3-2.
3-2. I got the game on right now. Yeah. 3-2.
I was going to bet.
Hey.
I like the Orioles, although I did like the over in that game. So I'm glad I didn't bet that either. So that was,
there you go.
I avoided that just a little bit. What do you make of the Cardinals? They've lost 8 of 10, 5 in a row. 5 in a row.
Goodness.
8.5 games out of first place in the Central. And there's a lot of anger in St. Louis right now.
Oh, they're mad.
Where this team is right now. They want heads to roll, and they're not going to fire anybody at the moment.
Mad. I don't know. This is so it's June 15th. Too early to talk about buyer seller, in my opinion, but this is when the conversation starts. The next 20 days to July 4th,
right,
will determine where they go as far as that goes.
13-21 at home. They have a negative 13 run differential.
We should do it tomorrow. We should go through the next 20 days with the Cardinals tomorrow.
Okay, let's do it.
Go through and see. That way, if some other people in the content space start talking about the Cardinals and going through their schedule, we'll know where they got it from. That'll be fun. Yeah, we'll do the Cardinals tomorrow. We'll go through the schedule.
Oh no, it's no bueno.
It's no bueno.
It's no bueno.
The NL Central. It's the worst division of baseball. That's what everybody keeps telling me. What are they not playing the division teams?
They play of the next until the 9th of July. They play one series against the division. It's a 2-gamer against the Cubs. That's it. Yeah. It's Mets, Nationals, Cubs, Astros, Yankees, Marlins, White Sox.
Oh, they got to win more games than they lose, obviously, but they got to win. I think maybe they got to play close to 600 baseball to turn this thing around and get back in it. Wow.
Playing Houston, the Astros, Yankees, Marlins. That stretch is not easy.
That's bang, bang, bang. That's 3 in a row.
Home
catch
road.
The White Sox.
And then the White Sox on the road.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's nah.
So what's are you looking at the standings? What's their division record right now?
Their division record is hold on. Cardinals division record right now is I'll give you the expanded.
JC from KC just said the two Missouri teams are the worst in each league. Kansas City.
Oh, that's right. 18-50 for the Royals. And 27-42 for the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 7-16 in 1-run games this year.
That's
bad.
That's got to be the worst in baseball.
Yeah, that's
really games.
That's really bad. The Cardinals are against the Central. They're 10-13. Sorry, against the East, they're 0-3.
Okay. Against
the Central, they're 10-13, and against the West, they're 7-13.
Oh, so it's almost done playing the NL West. Huh.
And 10-13 in the interleague games.
Well, they still got a lot of games left against the division.
How about this? The Cardinals and the Brewers are the only 2 teams with winning records against the Central. Pirates are 10-6.
Pirates and Brewers. You said Cardinals and Brewers.
Oh, sorry. Pirates and Brewers. Sorry. Pirates and Brewers are 10-6. 8-5 for the Brewers, 11-12 for the Reds, 5-8 for the Cubs, 10-13 for the Cardinals.
Huh. Wow. Well, listen, St. Louis is a great baseball town. We got people that
It
watch the
is.
show and listen to the show from the area,
Stinks
the
for them.
state. They're not used to this.
Mm-mm.
This is one of those things. St. Louis is in contention every year. They're either win the division or make the wild card. You know, this is a different kind of baseball season for them.
Yeah. Stinks.
So, you know, we'll see. Again, it's still too early to say you're out. I mean, unless you're the Royals. Sorry, Jason.
They're only 8.5 games out of first place. It's not a lead that's
St. Louis is only 8.5 games out of first place.
uh-huh.
And the Red Sox are how many games out of first place in their division?
14.
Wow.
And the Red Sox are 34 and 35. They're 1 game under 500. They're 14 games back. A little bit of a different division.
Sometimes it isn't fair.
No, but it's fine. But the third wild card is, I mean, you look at the wild card, the Red Sox are 5 games out of the third wild card spot, which is dumb. And the Cardinals are 9.5 games out of the third wild card spot because the Central is so bad. They're further from the third wild card than they are from first place in the division. That's insane, right? That's just absolutely nuts. But that's how bad the NL Central is.
But the Pirates keep losing games. They're still in first place. They lost 2 in a row to the Cubs. They got the Cubs again today, and they're still in first place.
Look at Arizona. Arizona has a 3-game lead over the Dodgers. They've lost 3 straight. This is bizarre.
I love this show. Do you see how this flows?
Yeah.
I mean, this is professional stuff. People don't understand the work that goes into this and how this, you know, on the golf course, they call it ham and egg. Like, we ham and egg it pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
part
of the show. What do you think of the Serpientes hat here?
That thing is awesome.
I mean, this is
that might be the best hat you've ever worn on this show.
This Serpientes.
That might be the best hat you've ever worn on this show.
Oh my gosh.
Where I've never even seen that hat before.
I know. It's unbelievable. I saw it and I immediately was like, I'm getting this. And I didn't know what it was at first. And this is a serpent or something on the side. I don't even know what that is, but
sure, whatever.
Yeah, it's the Serpientes for the Snakes, for the Diamondbacks.
Right, of course.
Who still have a lead. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going away. They play today. That game starts in 2 minutes.
Let's go quickly do it then. Nola.
Look at that.
Nelson and Nola. Totals 9.
Yeah.
Philly favored today.
What do you think of this Phillies hat? This is the Phillies with the P.
Oh, I do like that. That's nice.
Nice, right? Look at
I
that.
like that Phillies hat. I do. That's a nice Phillies hat.
The kids are doing amazing things with the hats now.
The other one was better, but the underlid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one has a pink underlid or magenta. I don't know what the hell that color is, but
whatever.
Either way, I want to shout out Lauren too. She's trying to get me in trouble. She's watching the show. Appreciate it, Lauren. The better.
Yes.
Talked about how much she's in her bald daddy era of her life right now, and appreciated I'm just saying, she liked it. Not everybody can pull off the baldy, but she did a gif of a guy getting his head rubbed by an attractive woman, and I said, I don't understand why. I got questioned, is what I'm saying. I told
a bunch of questions.
I told while we were deciding about the parade, I got what's the story with the bald daddy thing? And I was like, listen, I'm retired. I don't want no more title shots. I'm out of the game. Okay. She likes my bald head. A lot of people like my bald head. You should like it too. She's not a big fan, but it is what it is. I like the Phillies today.
Ooh, okay.
You?
No opinion.
I like the sweep thing. Always bet the sweep.
Always.
Old man once told me years ago, bet the sweep. So,
okay. All right. I don't know. Short favorite, though. It's not too expensive, so it's not bad. That game will start here. I mean, D-backs aren't feeling the pressure yet because the Dodgers are losing too. So it works out
right
for them. So they can lose 3 games in a row and not lose any ground, being first place still. So it's June. Arizona's in first place. Kind of crazy, but it's what it is.
They're not going away.
Nope. Rookie of the year. They got arms. They got a bullpen.
Kids hitting crazy too. Like, I don't know. I think, And as we get closer to July 4th, and then comes the All-Star break, that's when you really start to pick and choose. But we gotta get there first. We got 15 days left in June, and then first 2 weeks of July to help you limp to that finish line of making these bets and all this other stuff.
Oh,
the Diamondbacks are a bet on more than they're not.
I thought you meant the 75 hard. I'm limping to the end of that. That's what I thought you meant to the end of June.
Oh, no.
Like, what's end of July?
You're fine. You're doing a job, man. That's outstanding. You sound tired though. Sometimes at night you're like,
I'm Marshawn Lynch, man. Last night, it's always fun. First it was Habib. Last night was Marshawn Lynch. It's just neat to live in this town, and they all work out late at night. You know, I was there at the gym last night at 9 o'clock, and I just kind of looked up and I was like, oh, hi. It's like, there's Marshawn Lynch. Okay. Who now I guess is a personal trainer in Vegas because he was working out. Somebody was training somebody. So it's funny. So that third floor that I go up to that no one's up there, I'm always up there by myself. So he was up there.
Yes.
So they've given him access to the stereo that I didn't know anybody else had access to the stereo. So Marshawn decided to, let's just say, not play his music quietly. During
that.
We all have headphones on for a reason. Like, we're all trying to individually listen to what we want to listen to.
Right.
Nope. Marshawn, boom. Up to 10. You're listening to what I'm listening to. I don't really care what you think. I'm just going to crank it. And I was like, who the hell is controlling this? And then I realized it was him. And I was like, oh, no one's going to tell him to stop.
That's the thing, right? Whoever gets, like, you know, the kids call it the aux, who gets control of the aux, AUX.
Right.
When we get in the car, I get aux. It's like calling it, you know, shotgun.
Yeah,
like
right.
what we used to do. So when Marshawn gets the aux control,
no one talked about
what are you going to do? Excuse me.
Yeah,
Marshawn,
sir.
Take care of your chicken and turn the volume down. In fact, and nobody's saying that.
I have no idea how you put a helmet on in pads on that guy and he runs at you full speed. Nope. Like, that guy in person, I have no idea how Pete Carroll did not give him the football. Like, how did you not give that guy the ball?
Home run, Orioles in the bottom of the 8th.
Dang it.
Boston Hayes, they lead 4-2 now. Bottom of the 8th.
Right. Well, let's give you a little update here. U.S. Open update. Stunning development.
Stunning.
Ricky Fowler, who can't even tie his shoes some days.
He's playing good.
7 under. 2-stroke lead at the U.S. Open. After
I gave out Ricky first round leader yesterday.
You did not.
Yes, I did with Gabe and Cam.
I said to Dubsy. Would you throw a dart at the board?
No, I said, listen, why is nobody talking about Ricky going into this?
Because he's been awful.
He's been good lately. He's been hovering around. I said, Ricky, top 20 finish for the tournament. But why not come out in the first round and hang a low number? Because, you know, those first round odds are just absurd.
Yep.
Like, you want to talk about a fun way to bet golf.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's a lottery ticket.
Oh, it is. But, like, the numbers are so high, you could take a shot with 5 guys and just, you know, get a sweat on Thursday and then it's done.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people like to bet the Yerfies and the Nerfies, the yes in the first inning, no in the first inning, because they don't want to commit to watching it. Same thing with the golf. 4 days. Father's Day weekend might be a little busy. You bet the first round.
He's got 3 holes left on the round. He's 7 under through 15. He's got 2 bogeys on this round. This round could even be better than what he's got cooking right now. He's got a 32 coming in. He's 4 under on his back.
Eagle? He has to have an eagle.
No.
That's all birdies.
He went birdie. He started on the 10th hole. He went birdie, bogey, birdie, par, birdie, par, birdie, bogey, birdie. I mean, that is a roller coaster of a first 9 for Ricky Fowler. But then he went birdie, birdie, birdie to start the turn. Par, par, birdie on the 6th hole.
So most birdies you ever made in a row playing golf?
In a row?
Yeah.
3.
I made 3 birdies in a row once. I wanted to walk off the course.
Right, yeah.
I was like,
I've done that actually a bunch. I've done 3 in a row because I've done like a par 5, a par 3, and then a par 5. So I've done that I've done that a lot where I've gone birdie, birdie, birdie.
Yeah.
But I don't believe I've ever gone with 4. I don't think I've ever done 4 birdies in a row.
Yeah, I birdied a par 5, stuck a tremendous shot on a par 3, It was almost like a tap in. I was like, that
Right.
was great. And then hit a driver and approach shot and had it kind of a little bit of a distance putt and it went in. And I was like, birdie, birdie, birdie. What just happened? I mean, and, you know, on the scorecard, the way I was taught, I circled the birdies.
Circle. Yeah.
3 circles.
It's pretty good. No, it's great.
I think it was like 11, 12, 13. I said, I'm done. I didn't want to play the rest of this. I was so excited and then made a bogey and then had to calm down, finish the round.
Yep.
Shot 78 that day. It was amazing. Listen, man, when these guys are feeling it like that, is this the way this course is going to go? I mean, are we going to see a low number?
It's not
in
supposed
the
to
US Open
because of the rough, right? I mean, Xander Schauffele's at 5 under. He has gone with bogey free. Xander's playing the 5th hole on the front, which is his back. 3 under on the first, 2 under on the back on the second 9 so far. So he's playing really well. Bryson DeChambeau. See, there's a big drop here. Ricky's at 7, Xander's at 5, and then you come down to 3, 2, and 1, and that's where everybody's living at the moment. So I think this
early. I mean, it's going to play all day. We're out west. It's
an outlier though. I think Ricky's round. I think Ricky's round may be an outlier. I don't think we're going to see consistent rounds in the mid 60s.
Does he win the tournament if he goes into clubhouse at 7 under? Does he win the tournament?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So fast.
No, it's Ricky Fowler. Absolutely not. No way.
DGen 14W's got a 50-1 ticket on him. Don't say that.
It'd be awesome. Congratulations. Hit it. I'd love you to hit it, but it ain't happening. Like, this guy's game's a mess.
Right.
I mean, has Brooks even teed off yet? No, there's so many players who haven't teed off yet. Brooks hasn't teed off yet. Rory has. Cam Smith hasn't teed off yet. No, but I'll be curious what the afternoon plays like because, well, the rain is going away from it, obviously, because we got there. I mean, Justin Thomas. I bet Justin Thomas last night. I put Jordan Spieth up against Justin Thomas head to head.
Okay.
It's already 3 over par.
Who is?
Justin Thomas.
Oh, you have Spieth against him in a matchup?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Spieth hasn't teed off yet, I don't think, but I mean, he's already 3. No, that's not Jordan Spieth. No, but yeah, he's already 3 over for his first round. I don't know. Justin Thomas, it's strange with some of these guys. Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas. I don't know what's going on with these American golfers. They have not been performing. But a lot of people do like Jordan Spieth to win this thing.
Right.
Spieth tees off at 1:45 our time. So we'll see how he goes. But yeah, so the all afternoon. I mean, I love you guys on the East Coast hate this because it's late night, but I love when we have the majors on our side of the country because we get off the show and we get to watch, till 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Do you like this or the British Open time better? The Open Championship. I love the middle of the night, early morning, West Coast, watching that. And then literally it's done and you go to breakfast.
I like this better.
Okay. All right.
I don't mind getting up in the morning, but I prefer to be able to put something on. I get to go and work around the house and have it on for the whole afternoon. Like, I like that.
Right.
From 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, we got golf that's actual going on, not replay golf, but real golf going on. I like that a lot. I mean, 10 o'clock, it's weird for those folks who are on the East Coast, though, and you guys have 10 p.m. golf. Like watching, if you're betting it, you're sweating it at 10 p.m. You're watching the guys on the course.
I was on with Carver and Lisi yesterday. Carver and Lisi. Lisi's not the big golf guy, but Carver said, I love it. He's in outside of New York.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's like watching a basketball game, but it's a golf tournament. It's great.
Right. He puts his kids to bed.
Yeah.
And the golf is still on. That's why I like the British Open Championship. And, we that
was your phone, right? Not mine?
That was mine, yeah.
Okay.
Am I available to do some testing? Not right now, sir. Testing. What talking about?
So, all right. Chef Benny has a question. We have not done an Ask the BVB segment in a while.
We have not.
So we have an Ask the BVB segment for today. You're probably going to be able to get the book by the graphic and by the font, but we'll let the book name go nameless because they're not the only ones doing this. So let's put this on the screen. This is how certain books are writing little bit of information about the bet. So No playoff to decide the event. There's not been a playoff since 2008. Leading score after round one will be 4 under or better. Has happened 4 years in a row. Winning score to be -6 or better. Happened 5 of the last 6 years. How do you feel about the books not just putting the bets up now, but actually giving some stats to either influence the play or shade it one way or the other?
Ugh. Why?
Why
are we doing this? Why? What's the purpose of this?
I don't really know. I mean, that's why I'm asking. It's a great question by Chef Benny. Why are the books doing this? Why aren't they just putting up the bet and letting the public decide? Is this somebody wrote this in the comment section? It's like asking the dealer what to do at a blackjack table.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. The dealer can give you their opinion, and the dealer should know basic strategy.
Right. So that's the same. So if that's okay,
this isn't basic strategy. This is an opinion. Your opinion is being swayed by the facts.
Well, there's a fact there. I mean, they're just stating the fact. They're not trying to sway your opinion. They're just telling you. No, they're just telling you how often the bet has hit.
They're swaying your opinion by not offering the no price.
Well, that's
the issue.
Okay,
is the one-way pricing.
Okay,
that's
fair.
That's the problem with it. I don't listen. I tweeted it. I tagged Benson because I knew he would have
lots
a
to
good
say.
take. And what did he say exactly? I want to read it because the word was.
He said I could do without the predatory language, right?
It was. I could do without the predatory vernacular.
Vernacular, excuse me. Yes. Okay, that's the word.
I was very impressed with that vocabulary, one. And then two, someone chimed in and said, well, what word would you use for it? And he said rapacious, which if you look up rapacious,
why would you?
Exactly what it is. It's very directed. It's encouraging action.
Yeah.
Which that's what they're trying to do as the book. But I responded with a Dragnet reference. And for those of you that have no idea what Dragnet is or was.
Age yourself.
Exactly. Joe Friday was the detective, and he would say, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. All we need is the book, in my opinion, is the price and the bet. I don't need the extra. This, like the kids say, in my opinion, is extra. And I think by putting it the way they put it and how they put it, they are swaying opinion. You don't think so?
I don't know. It's hard to say because it is a factual statement. The problem is
you can have a factual statement the other way too, and you can't bet it.
Fair. Correct. That's what I mean. Stats are always skewed. Like if you say it happened 4 years in a row, but before that, it hadn't happened for 25 years. Does that change your opinion of the information being presented?
It could,
right? So that's
absolutely.
So my problem is that you, as a book, you are determining and deciding what types of information you're going to disclose to a public that is not readily used to or has access to the same types of stats and information that you do. So
they wouldn't even look it up.
Right.
They would just look at that menu
and go,
oh,
I'm going to bet the streak, but
this is really interesting. I'm just going to bet this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how these same game parlays that are pre-made are getting bet. People don't want to take the time, one, to do the research, or two, have an opinion. They want to have the opinion given to them. They want to have the bet given to them. I don't agree with that at all. In life, you should think for yourself and seek information and trust.
Yeah, but people buy scratch tickets all the time. They don't want to think. They just want to scratch it off. They buy lottery tickets with pre-made numbers. They don't want to think. They just want to be given it. So like same game parlays go into the same category in my mind of just people don't want to have to think. They just want to bet $5 to see if they can win 100 or 1,000 or 500,000 or whatever it is. It's a lottery ticket. But when you put the information down, I think you do everything or nothing. I don't think you can cherry pick.
Yeah,
they're cherry picking what they're putting out.
I just, you have to. I don't know whose job it is. I mean, it's kind of ours in the content space, and grown-ups and dads, and just people that have people watching us or listening to us, whose responsibility it is. Everything is becoming so convoluted.
But there are states that are going to call this out, though. There are states.
There?
Yes, I know Mass will. I mean, Massachusetts will have these conversations. They'll want to know from the book, why are you putting this up? Explain to us when you chose to do this, why did you do it? Because they're not going to do things that are going to hurt their bottom line. They're only going to do things that are going to help their bottom line.
Listen, a lot of these things like this list here, great job with the graphic, by the way. They're not going to get a lot of handle. They're not. So
they're not going to get a lot of handle.
If they start doing, no, those things are not going to get a lot of handle. No. But I mean, it's summer, and if they get any handle,
because we talked about this when it came to the DraftKings, sorry, to the Barstool Sportsbook can't miss parlay thing. If there's one person that gets confused by what we're doing, thinking it's actually can't miss, then you can't use that language. If there's one person that comes onto that and gets swayed or confused by the information that's put forth, or if it's wrong, my other worry is, who's to say this information is right? Who's the one making sure that it's right? Like, it doesn't say like Elias, according to Elias Sports Bureau. Like, it doesn't say like someone is telling them this information to guarantee its authenticity.
Shouldn't there be a neutral party?
Without a doubt. 100% there should be a neutral party. I mean, because if you get some, 18-year-old or fine, some 22-year-old college graduate.
18-year-olds should not be gambling.
Sorry, that's why I changed it. 22-year-old intern who's responsible for pulling stats and trends, and he just makes a mistake, or she makes a mistake and just writes the wrong thing down, and it goes up and people are betting off of it, and you find out, well, actually, it hasn't been 5 years in a row. It's been 2 years in a row. Well, that's a big difference.
Do it again if you find that out. Like if you bet it, then you find out it's not accurate. Now, how do you feel?
You feel horrible, but the book's got to be held accountable.
You completely lose trust in the book, do you not?
Well, I don't know how much trust there is in a book anyway, but
I understand. But if you figure out that you've gotten lied to just in any relationship period, whether it's a media relationship, you find things out after the fact, after you were told, you become very distrustful of the entire thing. And you go, you know what? Either I'm not doing business with them, period, anymore, or I'm not doing that anymore, those bets. So why put them up from the book's perspective? I'd be the guy in the room saying, just put the prices up, put the bet offerings up.
Leave it alone.
You don't need all this other stuff.
I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it less scary. They're trying to make it. It
should be a little scary, though, shouldn't it?
I would agree, but this is also, we're trying to get new gamblers to stick around in your customer retention, right? You don't want the gamblers to be afraid. You want to make them feel warm and fuzzy. Like, I'm your good old neighborhood bookmaker. We're here to help you. Like, don't be worried. Don't be afraid. We're all here to help. Like, so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to soften the menu, make it look more like something, like you feel more comfortable buying the bet because you need something. It's a buy trigger. I don't know if it works or not. I guess we'll find out. But I have more of a problem with who is the one guaranteeing the stat. I want to find out. I want to have someone guarantee the stat, that the stat's actually real.
Listen, we've talked about this for a year and a half now doing the show, which, by the way, I cannot believe every month we get closer to another month. I'm like, still doing the show. I got a text today. You guys are doing a great job with the show. What are you doing for football? I'm like, it's June 15th. Why? You're asking me this now. I asked you this in April.
It's football season.
I understand. It is coming up. It is football season. Officially, I guess it's football season. But
not yet. But yeah, close.
I just don't know if this is the place for this. Like, with the whole thing. I'd be in the room saying, we don't need it. Don't get involved. It's hard enough. Like when we started doing all of the extra props for the Super Bowl, the explanations were more important than the damn bet. It had to be right, because if you're wrong, you got to go to a gaming commission hearing. And those are not fun. although Linehan does a great job reporting on that last one. But I mean, North Carolina just passed it. There's states coming on board. Did you see Vermont passed it? I mean,
great. My dad's gonna start betting now. Great.
Oh, is he going to text us for plays?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, God. There we go. Excellent question, Chef Benny. Thank you for providing that.
Good job. Speaking of Massachusetts, big drop for Mass from March and April. Bruins were live, Celtics were live, and then May tank,
right?
Way down. Yeah. I bring this up only to ask you this question.
Right.
The overall state hold is 13.6%.
Less volume, higher hold.
Is that on purpose?
Less straight bets, more parlays. That's what they're doing. That's what happens.
So according to a couple different sites that are covering this, bookies.com being one of them, that they've got the information that they've put up that the promotional spend, the books cut a big portion of their promotional spend went away. Because remember, in mass, you have to report everything. You can't just, they don't let you play the funny money game. You got to talk about promo money is money. It's reported as such.
Yeah, I give you a lot of shit for the Boston stuff. But I so love what the Gaming Commission's doing in Massachusetts. This is one of my favorites and all of the ones that I'm paying attention to because they ask all the right questions. They got people. Now, I don't know if they know what the right answers are, but at least they're asking the right questions. And that's a good question. Now, we know this also firsthand. The promotional spend is coming backwards from all states, not just Massachusetts. With the promotional spend down, if you're not giving the money to bet, a lot of people go, I'm going to the beach. I'm going to watch a movie, although movies stink now too. We talked about that. Or I'm just going to go exercise or do something else, and I'm not going to bet. This is the ebb and flow of the business, especially in the spring. And if your local team is not good, and you keep telling me and telling everybody that the Red Sox are not good, some people won't bet anything unless they're betting their local team. Handle has to.
They're not. Yeah, the handle in mass. I can't wait to say June, July, and August because it's going to be pathetic. It's going to be bad.
Can you imagine if the Celtics would have got to the finals? The number wouldn't have dropped that much. There would have been a lot more bets.
But Boston went 7-7 ATS.
I know, but they would have bet them. If they had got to the finals, it would have
had 4 or 5 more games.
Number
in
Massachusetts.
Right, yeah, definitely. You would have 4 or 5 more numbers,
and they might have spent a little more in the promotional money to keep that going.
Fair, yeah.
So as soon as the Bruins lose in the first round, bye.
Yep, goodbye. Click it. Yep.
Oh wow, we won all of that money.
Yeah.
So the whole percentage goes up. Then the Celtics go down. The whole percentage goes up even more. They don't need to do nothing. We're good for a month or two.
What's an ideal? I mean, obviously higher than what's a big 13.6% in the.
It's too much.
It's too much. Okay.
I mean,
because Benson talks about it a lot.
Going you can run so the Euro guys, the English guys, they'll tell you this is ideal.
Okay.
But they don't take bets from a lot of people that might actually have a clue or win. I mean, the stuff I used to do, we didn't even look at hold percentage. It was just like, how much did we win or lose? I've seen models run on 3%.
Wow.
But you got to have gigantic volume. But what's more? 13% of a million or 3% of 100 million?
3%, right? Yeah.
Give me more business. Give me more customers. Keep them playing. Keep them going. I don't need to take them all.
Right.
Take all their money. We just trade money back and forth, and I got the juice working for me as the book. That's the way the business I knew, learned, was taught, and did. That's the way it worked. I'm being told that I'm a dinosaur, and I still read newspapers, as evidenced by my thing I showed you. I don't read newspapers actually, but old models like that are out, and new models with same game parlays, books providing one-way markets with facts, people betting. That's the new age.
Time for the Omaha Steaks Searing Hot Take of the Day. Omaha Steaks Searing Hot Take of the Day. Before we get to it, This is really like the last day, guys. You got to get after it today. If you're going to order, you can rush order. Go to omahasteaks.com. In the search bar, it's BVB up top. That'll activate a 60% savings on the dad's favorite grill package, which is a ton of food for $100, plus 8 free Omaha steak burgers shipped directly to wherever you want it shipped. Your dad, uncle, grandfather, yourself, whatever. Great deal. It's running out, time running out. Father's Day is Sunday. So really got to get on that like today. If you're going to go and make that purchase, search bar, BVB, omahasteaks.com to get 60% off the Father's Day grill favorite pack today, plus 8 Omaha steak burgers for free. Can you do a Rubik's Cube?
I used to be able to. I haven't touched a Rubik's Cube in a while.
Guy set a record yesterday for being able to solve a Rubik's Cube in 3.1 seconds.
I mean, was it all messed up or did he have to take 2 turns?
Nope, it was messed up.
It was completely scrambled.
Completely scrambled.
How did he do it that fast with the hands?
Watching it is insanity. It's completely and totally nuts. I think I've solved a Rubik's Cube like once in my life. I did it in 3.1 seconds. World record. Fastest ever to do it.
I mean, it's so impressive when you see it done. And I remember being unable to do it when Rubik's Cubes came out and going, why can I get this side and this side and this side, but the other side's
actually
a mess?
Remember, hold on. You remember when they came out? You remember Rubik's Cubes actually, wow. When they came, like their ads for it, you remember that? How old were you?
But yes.
How old were you?
When did the Rubik's Cube come out? Google it right now. Somebody in the chat put when the Rubik's Cube came out. I believe it was in high school.
You were in high school? What?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. 1974. You were not in high school.
That's not when the Rubik's Cube came out.
It was invented in 1974 by a Hungarian sculptor and professor of architecture.
It started being sold in the U.S. when?
1980.
I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old in 1980. Yeah. So I was going in 10. I was in 5th grade, 6th grade. Yeah. We went to middle school. That's when everybody had one. I couldn't solve it.
Wow. The first world record was 4.8 seconds. Then it was 3.47 seconds until yesterday when a kid did it in 3.13 seconds.
That's a fast trigger. That can't. I mean, how do you do it in 3.1 seconds?
It's not a fast trigger. There's a video of it literally on Twitter right now. You can go and find it. And the kid puts it down. It's all messed up. And then he just goes ahead and runs right through and does it. It's dumb how fast he does it. The kids go crazy.
It's a pattern of, turns and twists and turns and twists and stuff. Once you learn it, it's the same. Doesn't matter what the squares are. You find the white and you do the done. How do you do it in 3 seconds? Kendall, if you're watching the show, go get your Rubik's Cube and watch the video, and we'll see how fast you can do it. I can't believe it.
Some guys slowed it down and said that he got robbed. He actually did it in 2.98 seconds, not 3.13.
What?
Because the human click was too slow.
Right.
So when he puts it down, it's actually 2.98. And for the human eye to see it go down to the click of the button to stop the stopwatch is 3.1. He actually did it in 2.9.
See, this is a little known fact of we have the brigade. We got to meet a lot of them. They do a lot of things both in and out of the gambling life.
Right.
Just got a text from Tyler, BetSmart US, in the chat. He can solve the Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Doesn't even have to look at it. Yes.
How's that even possible?
I'm just telling you. When Tyler says it, you can start from any pattern and reset the pattern. That's what he told me.
But you have to have knowledge of what the pattern is first. You have to see it first.
Apparently, Tyler would put a blindfold over his eyes. We could probably get Tyler to do a video of this and post it on the show.
All right, Tyler, go ahead. Go do it blindfolded. You'll be on the show tomorrow. We'll put the video on tomorrow if you could do a Rubik's Cube. And then a runner-up to this is Joe Burrow called Patrick Mahomes the best QB in the game.
I like what he did there.
You agree?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl, right?
He's won 2.
He won the last one.
He did win the last one.
So he's the best quarterback in the league right now. No?
No, I don't think that means you're the best quarterback in the league.
What?
If you win the Super Bowl, that means you're the best quarterback in the league. No,
well, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is pretty good. Like, I mean,
he's extremely good, but you can have. I mean, there are multiple years. Hold on, there were multiple years where Peyton Manning was the best quarterback of the game, but he wasn't winning Super Bowls.
Oh, somehow we're going to mention the Brady guy again.
I'm just saying it's the same thing. I mean, that's just
was he the best quarterback if he wasn't winning the Super Bowls?
Yes, Tom Brady was the best quarterback in the league. Yes, he was the best quarterback for years, and he didn't win every Super Bowl. But he's still the best quarterback in the league. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be. The ring does not mean you're the best. It means your team's the best. It doesn't mean you're, as a quarterback, you're the best.
So who's the best quarterback in the league?
No, right now it is Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think it's a direct. If Mahomes had lost that Super Bowl, I would still say Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
That argument could be made.
He's in his prime right now. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is in his prime. The Chiefs are in a historic run for them, and they're showing some signs of slowing down, but not dramatic signs of slowing down. Teams are catching up, but I mean, this could be Cincinnati's year. I mean, this could be the year for the Bengals. If Joe Burrow wins it all this year, I'm not so sure I'd call Joe Burrow the best quarterback in the game over Patrick Mahomes. But
I love Joe B.
It's a little bit of a. Is this a game though? He's playing. It's a little bit of
course.
Psychological game he's playing. Going like, oh yeah. He's the best, not me. It's look at him. Don't look at me.
Do they do that in the media? I mean, we got people telling us we got the best show around on the gambling Twitter space and all this other stuff. I think sometimes they're telling us that for the same reason.
I would think that's fair. I think partly true, but just like the Mahomes comment, there's a lot of truth to it. Could be a game being played, but there's a lot of truth to it. So Burrow is saying Mahomes being the best. There could be a game to that, but it's not like he's calling some third string scrub the best quarterback in the game. He's calling a really, really good quarterback who is in the conversation for 1, 2, or 3.
I don't even think that's a question. He is 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. And so, I mean, Burrow arguably is 1, 2, or 3.
I would make that statement as well.
So,
can we agree it's not Aaron Rodgers? Or is Aaron Rodgers right now number 3?
Aaron Rodgers is not in the conversation for best quarterback in the game. No. Not in my mind. No. Right now. I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers' career. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers in 2023. Right now.
On the Jets.
No.
Right.
How's that calf injury? They canceled minicamp. I love playing Machiavellian with the Jets. It's great.
Oh, it's going to be a fun season.
It is. You go ahead and play. Oh, you're canceling minicamp because Rodgers can't practice? Well, yeah, we want to make sure the guys are healthy. Yeah, but Rodgers can't play. Yeah. Is that because you don't want the media to ask the question about what Aaron Rodgers is doing? How is that calf injury for Aaron Rodgers? Could it be an Achilles injury? What's going on with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, boy.
It's not going to work in New York. Just buckle up, New York. It ain't going to work.
Oh, man. We're going to have fun with this all season.
This dude is not built for
Jets
New York City. Aaron Rodgers was at the Taylor Swift concert. Like, this guy is not going to make it in New York City. This is not a good place for him to be. This is just, it's a Taylor Swift line where I'm too soft for all of it, and he's just too soft for all of it. Like, he's just, New York and Aaron Rodgers do not mix.
You remember how cool Joe Burrow was when he won the championship at LSU?
Yep.
It's just, that's when, I mean, you knew the kid had swag and carried himself with confidence and just played. I mean, he delivered when he was down there, and all these LSU fans with their, go Joe Burrow and spelled it with EAUX and all that other stuff. Like, they change all that stuff every time LSU's good. When LSU's not good, though, you don't hear from them.
I like my Bayou friends. Oh.
I like my Bayou friends too. I got some very dear friends that are Bayou friends. They just get very confident when they win, and then I don't hear from them for a while when they're not. So
they do win a lot, though. So I mean, you do hear from
them.
A lot. They do win a lot.
They do.
OmahaSteaks.com. Promo code is BVB in the top right-hand search bar to get the 60% off do it now if you're going to do it because we're running out of time.
Right.
Okay, one game quick, and then we'll do better to book it.
Yes.
White Sox Dodgers tonight.
Good pitching matchup.
Cease against Grove, minus 145 on the Dodgers. Totals 9. What do you make of the White Sox?
I don't know what to make of the White Sox. Nobody does.
Or Cease, for that matter, either or.
Right?
Sometimes he's like a Cy Young caliber. Other times he's batting practice.
Correct. I don't know. First thought, again, haven't done the baseball work.
Over.
Specifically for the games later today. So
Over.
I'll do that in between. We got another phone call today, and we're going to get to that after the show. But what's your first thought on this?
Over.
White Sox.
Over.
Is what? Over. Okay. Yeah. White Sox and over is my first thought. Just looking at it. Gonna dive deeper. Grove's going to go what? 2 times through the order and
If
out.
that.
Maybe.
Yeah. If that.
Bullpen day. Are the White Sox getting hot?
I don't know. They play it
win the
in
division?
Yes, because they play in another division that's complete crap. So like they'll have a chance potentially to get there too. So yeah, there's
It's a daily besmirching of the American League and NL Central portion of the show.
not even besmirching, it's just telling the truth. So, just saying
2-0 A's, by the way.
Wow.
Or I mean 2-0 Rays.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
2-0 Rays, 2-0 Phillies
Oh, well, that's fast.
so far. So
Yurfie in that game?
in which one?
The Phillies game?
Phillies game was let's see. No, 0-0 after 1, 2-0 after 2.
How about that? There we go. Time for better to book.
That one has a little Latin flavor. I like it. I like it.
It's the horn, right?
Like
Time for bet it or book it. I only got 2 games to get into here. Let's talk about Ohtani and the Rangers. It is Evaldi's right now going to win the Cy Young if the American League Cy Young race ended today. I think he'd be
now?
I think he would probably be the guy that would win the Cy Young.
Really?
But him at home, not very good. Ohtani on the road, not very good.
Over
8.
Over.
Betting it or booking it.
This is your play?
Yes.
Huh.
I've been burned betting unders with the Ohtani games the last 2 times.
I don't ever want to
I'm
bet
flipping.
it under again the rest of my life in baseball, the way things are going. And
I'm
I love betting under.
I'm flipping on betting the unders on the Ohtani games. I'm betting the over for Ohtani and the Rangers here tonight. Both, all 2 or 3 of the games has gone over. All 3 of the games has gone over so far in the series.
Huh. Wow. Shohei Ohtani wins the 2023 American League MVP is minus 250 already.
Fair.
So you're saying, I mean, are you aware of Evaldi's odds to win the American League Cy Young? He's 15-1.
Is he really?
He's the 10th choice, Perrault.
He's the 10th choice.
Yeah.
I would bet that.
McClanahan, Framber Valdez, who I think is going to win it.
So no one's
Garrett
buying.
Cole,
So no one's buying the start. Then they don't think it's gonna
Gosman, Joe Ryan, Luis Castillo, Shohei Ohtani, and
Nathan
then
Eovaldi is 9-2 with a 2.49 ERA, a 0.98 WHIP. He's given up just 4 home runs in 86 innings pitched so far. Like we just sleep it on.
Numbers say. Nobody's buying the Evaldi tickets.
Yeah, no one's buying
the
it.
start.
How about that? I'm really surprised. I mean,
Everybody's kind of waiting for Texas to wake up from this dream a little bit, aren't they?
I guess so. I mean, his last 5
Although
starts.
we got Big Business MC on the Twitter. He's reminding you and I both every day. Thank you again for listening to the show and for reminding us on the Twitter that Texas is not going away. I don't think they are. I think they're going to be fine. I don't know if he's going to win. Evaldi's going to win this Cy Young.
Evaldi's won 4 games in a row.
Yep.
Last 4 starts, 1-0-0-4 earned runs given up.
Guys in the chat, put it in right now. Baseball fans, everybody likes to have an opinion. I haven't asked a question of the chat all show.
Right.
Who's winning the American League Cy Young right now? Just if you had the season ended today in one vote, who would you vote for? For me, it's Framber Valdez.
Wow, really? Even with the way he's pitched at home?
See his numbers
on the road. He's been great on the road. At home, he's been good, just not as dominant.
I don't know. That's the guy.
He's been good. I mean, Evaldi on the road has a 1.98 ERA.
Tremendous.
At home, 3.38.
Joe Ryan, Mr. C, who's coming in to be a part of the proxy service.
Nice.
As long as the next 6 weeks for him go well in baseball season.
Nice.
He said, I said, no, we'll stop betting then and save it for football. We'll pick you up. Although I'm going to have to bring the van for that kid. He's like 6'5".
Damn.
Big dude. I don't know how we're even going to take a picture time from the book with him. I'm going to have to stand on a box, something like that. He said, Joe Ryan. Mikey Awesome said, ODU. Thank you, sir. I bet this. I think over. Over?
Yep.
You just gave me them stats.
Yeah.
How's this game going over? Who's giving up the runs?
Ohtani is.
Ohtani is a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Against Texas?
Mm-hmm. Ohtani's not been great. I told you.
So we got Ohtani and Evaldi pitching, and we're going over.
Evaldi at home is not good. Okay. 3.38 ERA. Oh, Shohei on the road is not great. 4.22 ERA. They make their marks in the other way. Ohtani's great at home. Evaldi's great on the road. This is the opposite. They're facing each other, and it's only 8.
Let's see. All right. I'll have to reach out to Butchie and make sure, but I think over's the play. Over.
And then we've got the scores so far in this series have been 9-6, 7-3, 6-3. All 3 games have gone over 8.
Time's a game store. It's a night game.
Tonight. Mm-hmm. Tonight.
5 o'clock our time. Yeah. Okay.
Last game,
Right.
And then we'll do bonus time for favorite thing about today. Letting go of Sports Grid. Freeland Day. It's a hold your nose. The Rockies are one of the worst teams on the road to overs. The Braves are one of the best teams at home to overs. But Freeland's been very good. Number's 9. Betting under. You can get 9.5 now. The number's gone up.
What are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. It is 9.5.
Mm-hmm. Number's gone
There's
up.
only 1 9 left.
Yep. I'm on. You can take under 9.5. I'm on under 9.
I'll book that.
It's a 7:20 game. Yeah. It's AJ Smith-Sauver. One thing you said yesterday, which really was kind of tipped to my brain. This kid's pitched in 2 games so far this year. This is the 3rd game he's pitched.
Okay.
No one on the Rockies has seen this kid pitch for the Braves. No one's seen this kid. So he's pitched really well in his first 2 outings.
At home? Did he pitch him at home?
No, he pitched.
Or he has a road start.
He has 1 home start, 1 road start.
Good. Okay.
He pitched on the 9th of June against Washington, went 5 1/3, gave up 0 earned runs. 2 runs were scored that weren't his fault.
Okay.
2 walks. And then he came in on the 4th, made his debut on the 4th of June on the road at Arizona. 2 1/3 shutout ball. Big righty. Big Texas kid.
That's good.
So they haven't seen
Rockies team total under. I like that better. But
yeah, but Freeland's been really good. Freeland's been tremendous, especially on the road. Freeland's been very good pitching.
Okay.
Lefty against the Braves. Freeland so far in the year, he's 1-5, but you look at his last starts on the road against KC, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Against Arizona, 5 2/3, got crushed, gave up 5. But against Texas, was okay. I guess we got crushed there. But against the Pirates, 7 innings, 2 earned runs.
Yeah, that's been a common theme for lefties against the Pirates.
He's lost his last 3 starts, but his last 3 starts, he's only had 1 bad start of the 3. San Diego pitched well at home. We were watching that game with Bromelkamp.
Right. Gut says the book this one.
Okay.
So we'll split it today.
Trends right now are going up. Numbers climbing. Money's coming in on the over. So I mean, riding either the road team on the under or the home team on the over. We'll see what the trend plays out. Sports Grid, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here as always. Replay for you guys who are watching it live is at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific time. But for those of you who are live on YouTube and Twitter, it's time for bonus time.
knowing the joy,
I love this. This is so fun.
excitement
It's
that
so
you
fun.
get
From
from
playing this
those
stuff?
things.
Oh, they're so fun. Sonic is
It's
the
just-
best. When I meet Sonic, oh my gosh, you get like I don't know what I'm going to buy you, but you get something. This is
At
awesome.
minimum, 8 East. That's what
Right.
he gets.
Yeah,
At
minimum.
minimum,
Yeah.
comes up here.
He's
He
getting
gets-
a lot.
He gets
This
a
is awesome.
lunch.
The show is totally
Minimum.
different from the work he's done for us. It's been unbelievable.
And it shows you're absolutely right. If you guys watch the show on Sports Grid
It
at
pops. It fucking pops. It's so awesome. It's just like bam. It's so good. It takes up the whole screen. I love it. It's
night,
so
I
good.
put it on last night on the Samsung TV Plus. Was watching it, and a graphic came up, and Jessica was working at the table, like,
Yeah.
and she's like, "What the hell was that?" It, because it just
Yeah.
the music
That's the
pops
point.
and it
That's the point.
stops everything. And she's
Uh-huh.
like, "What the hell was that?" And I rewound it, and she's like, "Who did that?" I'm like, "Sonic." And then we put it on the screen, and it looks like that. She's like, "I kind of like it."
Uh-huh.
Hero loves it.
It's a sweeper. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. I
Yeah,
think it
and
looks
now
awesome.
we got the Latin salsa part. Somebody
Yeah.
in the chat today said we should extend that out a little bit, get some more little Latin.
No, it's gonna be
salsa
six.
fits.
It's
I
6
like that
seconds.
music.
Each
That's
one of the
enough.
each stinger is 6 seconds. That's the whole point. It's five
Right.
and a half or 6 seconds. It's just we don't want to play it too long. You just want to kind of move it along, but
Yeah.
give it two. Sonic sends a 3-second stinger. I double it, make it 6 seconds, take a 6-second music clip and put it on there, and away we go.
It's tremendous. Austin Nakbar, by the way, came in the chat and said, just an FYI, the Braves are hitting 295 against lefties. He likes the answer, the Braves team total over today. So it's a good point.
I mean, they can win 8-0 for all I care. So
True. That'll get,
Like,
that'll get you home.
go
That'll
right.
get
I
you
mean,
under.
I'm good.
Right.
win 8-0, and I'm good. So
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
like playing team totals over? It's becoming kind of a thing.
I like it. I like first 5 team totals against starting pitchers.
Ah.
I don't like doing team totals where I have to go up against bullpens.
The bullpens are taking years off of people's lives, betting wise. I mean, like
It's
the
there's
Pirates
too many
bullpen gave
it's
up
too many
6 runs
pitchers
yesterday to the
Ugh.
Cubs. It just wouldn't. Shelton wouldn't take him out, and he just left him in it too long. And then boom, a 3-run homer, and it was like, wait a second, we were just winning the game, and now we're
Now
losing the game.
Yeah.
It's no good. So,
Favorite thing about today is what?
I mean, you know what it is. I showed it at the beginning of the show, and I'm showing it at the end of the show. It's the Bruce Cassidy gold figurine there. Is that paperweight? I don't even know
I
what
think
the hell it
it is. It's a paperweight. Yeah,
is. It?
it's meant to go on your desk. Yes.
I need a desk. I got shit everywhere. Got to get a desk. My table where I do this stuff has become completely. I'm embarrassed. I can't even show anybody. There's so much. I still have sheets from last year's season win
Oh
totals
my.
for the NFL
Okay.
over here in the
Pack rat. Throw some stuff away, please.
Well, I used to have a file cabinet at
Oh.
work that I would keep this stuff in, so I didn't have to go back. I would just pull it out and go, "What did we use last year?" Oh, 8.5 over -20. So I don't have it on a computer. Someone else had the files and all that stuff, so I keep it. But that Bruce Cassidy thing and this newspaper, Knights win the cup. You got to share the story about the Red Sox in your newspaper. And this, I literally just happened to run into it today and picked it up for $3. That's
Awesome.
what a newspaper costs.
It's insane. $3. My
$3
gosh.
for a newspaper.
Wow.
I'm going to open and read at some point, but I bought 2 because one is inevitably going to get messed up, or I'm
Right.
going to get it framed or something, and I have the other one. And it reminded me of all of the moments of newspapers that I saved over the years. So after our call, I might get over to the storage at some point and see.
Rummage through some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a box that was totally dismissed from the house because the question became, why do you save all this shit? And I said, because it's mine and I like it. And that apparently wasn't enough to maintain on the premises that got put off campus in the storage unit. So the favorite thing about today is remembering all of the things that might be in that box. And then, like you, thinking of the stories and the moments of the times when you see those, what it's like.
I have two. The first is I'm really pumped for this phone call coming up 2:00 because it could lead to something very fun if we wind up doing it. I will be very happy.
Like to temper expectations. I am as well. But
no, it's just it would be the opportunity for the brigade to get some cool stuff. So it's a cool opportunity. Nothing may come of it, but if it does go the way I hope it does go, it could be a fun thing for us to look forward to later on during the summertime, maybe even the fall. I don't know when we would do it, but it could be neat. And then the second thing is I can't get over the fact that it's June 15th right now, and that. Is this what Vegas is going to be like always? Are we going to have 85 degrees all June? Is this normal?
You know, I ran into humans the other day and gave me the stat. Hasn't been 100 degrees here in 263 days straight.
I mean, are we done? Are we done with that?
The day of 100 degrees was 263 days ago. I have no idea. I figured July, the sun might land on up here at Summerlin. It might be 1,000,000 degrees.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. We had the weirdest winter. We have the strangest June. Why is July going to be on brand? Well, I mean, it's bizarre. I was walking this morning and I was like, this is gorgeous. Like, how could you be in a bad mood? This is like when you'd get that first spring day in Massachusetts, and it was just like everyone was in a good mood. Everyone said hi. So one time your neighbor said hi to you. So one time that like you'd walk down the street and people would be like, hi, how are you? Everybody was so kind and so nice to each other for like 24 hours because they couldn't believe how nice it was outside.
Right.
That's what it's like here today.
I have no explanation. Again, not a weather person. You like to play one here on the show.
I love the weather because it impacts my mood. But I can't get over this. This is just because it's not even cold in the morning now. Because I didn't like it when it was like 65 degrees in the morning. It's like 74 degrees in the morning and 85 high.
Nothing makes sense right now.
Like if we had this weather year round, like this place would be the #1 destination to live, period.
The only thing missing is body of water.
Well, yeah, but
that's it. That's the only thing missing.
Lake Mead is kind of it, but.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's a lake. But like if we had the ocean, this would be this would be. It has to be coming. The heat has to be coming. But you're right. I went for a nice little walk today, and I was like, this is incredible.
86 days to the start of football season, boys and girls.
Is it? I thought it was 84. Days. Boston Connor sent something that was 84. I don't know.
College. That's Thursday. I'm considering the 9th being 86 is the sign-up deadline. September 9th. We're 86 days from
proxy service.
From September 9th. So technically he's right. So Thursday Night Football is 84 days.
Right.
In our world, it's September 9th.
Right.
not September 7th. It's September 9th. But we are counting down the days to both. He is Dave. I'm Matt. We're back tomorrow. Roll Call Friday, boys and girls. We will see you then here on Be